When the world goes sideways, you don't want to be stuck fumbling with a gun that was never built to go the distance. In a true SHTF scenario, the stakes are higher, the support systems are gone, and you're left with whatever's on your hip and whatever works. But with so many handguns on the market today, how do you know which ones will actually hold up when everything else falls apart? In this video, we'll talk about 8 of the most dependable, practical, and well-supported handguns you'll want on your side when the rule of law is just a memory. We're not just running down cool gear or rattling off specs here. We've picked these pistols because they solve real-world problems. From the easily concealable Smith Wesson Shield Plus to the do-it-all Glock 19 Gen 5. These handguns offer serious advantages when ammo is scarce, parts are even scarcer, and you might be defending yourself with the only sidearm you'll ever own again. We're covering things like modularity, long-term maintenance, magazine compatibility, and what happens when you've got no gunsmith to call and no resupply coming. We'll look at classics that have earned their place through decades of hard use and relatively new innovations that bring some serious adaptability to the table. We've even included pricing, so you'll know exactly what kind of value each pistol brings if you're building or upgrading your loadout. Without further ado, number 8. Smith & Wesson M&P Shield Plus. Smith & Wesson has long been associated with duty-sized firearms and venerable revolvers, but the Shield Plus shows this historic name can offer a modern and compact sidearm for daily carry or defensive situations. It's built on Big Blue's proven Shield platform, yet features a widened magazine that holds 10+1 or 13+1 rounds instead of the older 7 or 8 round single stack. That shift alone transforms it from a specialized concealment piece to a more flexible pistol that still slips easily inside the waistband. The grip remains exceptionally thin, which is a comfort boost for anyone wearing it all day. Many shooters find they can practice with the Shield for a full range session without developing the hot spots or hand fatigue that sometimes come with small pistols. The flat-face trigger braking around 4 pounds contributes to that ease of shooting, allowing tighter groups and faster follow-up shots during defensive drills. Over the course of a multi-hundred-round test, the pistol maintained a high degree of accuracy at close to medium ranges, which is crucial if you ever need to protect yourself or your loved ones in chaotic conditions. A slight frustration emerged with the fully loaded 13-round magazine on a closed slide. This setup occasionally caused a misfeed. That issue is minimized by loading it to 12 or using the 10-round option. Forewarned is forearmed though, so if you work around that limitation, the Shield Plus remains a dependable tool. It also accepts older Shield holsters, a big deal if spare gear becomes scarce during extended uncertainty. The optics-ready model can be beneficial if you've been thinking about pistol-mounted red dots. Having the ability to run irons or an electric sight can provide a backup plan if one system goes down. Real-world pieces for the Shield Plus often dip below the $499 MSRP. That's a strong value for a 9mm carry gun that offers more capacity than the earlier Shield. From everyday errands to SHTF scenario where you want a compact sidearm that's easy to keep hidden or stash in a go bag, the Shield Plus delivers the reliable performance Smith & Wesson is known for, only in a scaled-down form that doesn't limit your firepower. Number 7. SIG P365. Sig Sauer's P365 changed the game when it arrived, proving that a subcompact firearm could carry up to 10 or more rounds without feeling blocky in the waistband. People used to accept 6 or 7 shot single stacks as the norm for ultra-concealable 9mm pistols. The P365 offered 10+1 in a similarly sized frame, which opened everyone's eyes to new design possibilities. Its magazine geometry and slender grip profile remain significant achievements in the micro-compact world. The P365 balances speed and accuracy in a way that's not often seen in pistols this size. It's light, but not so light that recoil becomes unmanageable. The textured grip feels secure, and the trigger has a crisp pull that makes it easier to stay on target throughout rapid-fire sequences. Reliability is equally important if you're preparing for SHTF scenarios where you can't easily get spare parts or immediate gunsmithing help. In multiple tests mixing defensive hollow points with cheaper range ammo, the P365 fed everything without fail. Another feature that sets it apart is its modularity. The serialized fire control unit can be dropped into different grip modules or slides, allowing major configuration changes without buying a new firearm. That flexibility could be critical if local supplies are limited or if you need a different size for a different carry method. Pricing hovers around $499, which is appealing for a high-capacity option that's still easily concealable. In stressful times, a capable handgun that you'll actually carry beats any big gun you leave behind. The P365 hits that sweet spot. Number 6. Glock 43X. Glock earned loyalty by producing simple, reliable pistols that hold up under heavy use, and the 43X continues that tradition. It's a slim 9mm designed to be easier to conceal than the mid-sized Glock 19 or full-sized Glock 17. Factory magazine holds 10 rounds, which seems fine for a subcompact, but thanks to aftermarket companies like Shield Arms, you can have 15 or 20 round mags that significantly boost capacity. That alone can turn the 43X into a more formidable defensive tool without adding extra bulk around the grip. Tests with 1,000 plus rounds of various ammunition showed no malfunctions, reinforcing Glock's long-established reputation for feeding and ejecting reliably. Shooters who found the original 43 a bit too small or punishing might appreciate the extra length of the 43X's grip, which allows more control and less recoil bite. From a purely practical viewpoint, it's not built for hitting distance targets, but inside 10 to 15 yards, the distances where defensive encounters tend to happen, accuracy is on par with bigger guns. Maintenance remains one of Glock's strong suits. Field stripping requires no special tools or advanced knowledge, which is vital if you're dealing with limited resources in a crisis. Sights or triggers can be changed out easily, and the MOS variant accommodates a red dot. The average street price is around $485, so it's slightly more affordable than some other slimline pistols in its class. It's a straightforward, no-nonsense choice for those who want a smaller Glock that still has the potential to increase ammo capacity through compatible aftermarket magazines. Number 5. Glock 45. The Glock 45 represents what many call a crossover. The compact slide of the Glock 19 paired with the full-length grip of the Glock 17. Glock originally created a model with this profile for a military contract, the G19X, and quickly realized many law enforcement agencies and civilian users liked the concept. The G45 carries 17 rounds in the mag, so you don't feel under-equipped if things go south and backup is questionable. Despite the name, it's chambered in 9mm, which remains one of the easiest calibers to find or trade for. That can be a deciding factor when resupply isn't guaranteed. The G45 uses Gen 5 features, including a beveled magwell, improved rifling via the Glock marksman barrel, and the removal of finger grooves to accommodate a variety of hand shapes. That design leads to fewer hotspots under recoil, and the beaver tail prevents the dreaded slide bite for those with higher grips. A few departments have tested the Glock 45 in rough conditions: dust, mud, consistent rain, or extended time in humid climates. Failure rates stayed near zero, which is the kind of performance that fosters real confidence. The Glock 45 typically retails around $647, though it's often found cheaper. Shooters who want a full fist grip, reliable operation, and parts compatibility with other Glock 17-19 magazines will appreciate this model's design. It's a duty-quality sidearm that transitions nicely into personal protection or disaster-ready applications, thanks to its proven reliability and straightforward maintenance requirements. Number 4. Smith & Wesson M&P M2.0. Smith & Wesson has an extensive history of providing sidearms for military and police, and the M&P M2.0 line was introduced to go head-to-head with some of the most widespread polymer pistols in service. It carries 17 plus 1 rounds of 9mm, just like many other full-size duty pistols, but its updated trigger, texturing, and interchangeable backstraps set it apart from earlier versions of the M&P. Some folks have described the trigger as not too light, but consistently crisp once you get used to the initial pull. Smith & Wesson's approach to ergonomics helps reduce muzzle flip, making rapid follow-up shots more stable. A properly executed grip allows the M2.0 to settle right back on target quickly. The rougher texture might look intimidating, but it provides a confident grip, even if your hands are sweaty, dirty, or wearing thin gloves. That's important if you're outdoors in uncertain weather or trying to manage recoil under stress. Reliability stands close to 100% with a range of ammo. It chews through jacketed hollow points, basic ball ammo, and even some older, cheaper rounds. If you ever need to fix or upgrade anything on this pistol, the aftermarket scene is alive and well. Many owners upgrade the sights, add lights or lasers, and even thread the barrel for a suppressor. The M2.0 retails around $629, though prices frequently dip below $550 at many shops. For a full-size 9mm that handles nicely and thrives in rough conditions, the M2.0 should remain on your radar. Number 3. SIG P320. The SIG P320 had a bumpy start when early production runs revealed drop safety concerns. But SIG addressed those problems, and the new models have become highly regarded. The U.S. military's M17 and M18 service pistols are basically P320 variants, confirming SIG's belief in this modular striker-fired system. The defining characteristic is the removable, serialized fire control unit. If you're dealing with a situation where you need to scavenge parts or shift between different frame sizes, this design simplifies the process. Live tests with thousands of rounds verify the updated P320's reliability. Aside from rare stoppages sometimes traced back to certain magazines or ammunition lots. The trigger is smoother and lighter than many stock triggers in its class, aiding accuracy at typical defensive distances, and even stretching out to 25 yards for those who practice longer shots. The bore axis is slightly higher than some competitors, but with reasonable technique, the pistol returns on target quickly. Modular grip modules help if your hand shape changes when wearing heavy gloves or if you need to accommodate another shooter in your group. Caliber conversions or slide length changes are also possible without a fresh background check, which is a perk if you want to keep a single serialized unit while toggling between different setups. Basic full-size P320s run around $479, whereas military-style M17 configurations usually hover near $649. Considering its adaptability, the P320 earns a spot on any short list for those preparing for uncertain conditions. Number 2. Glock 17. The Glock 17 is an icon in the world of polymer-framed pistols. Originally devised in the 1980s, it reshaped the handgun landscape by proving that a striker-fired platform with a polymer frame could excel in serious use. Military and police forces worldwide soon adopted it, and civilian shooters followed. This unwavering success comes largely from its reliability across a broad range of environments, from freezing cold to desert heat. With its 17-round magazine capacity, the G17 delivers plenty of firepower. Extended magazines holding 24 or even 33 rounds are also common, which can help in an SHTF scenario where you might need to defend your home or bug-out location for an extended time. The straightforward field strip procedure means it can be cleaned or serviced quickly. That's a plus if your space and tools are limited. Generations 4 and 5 introduced replaceable back straps for different hand sizes and refined barrels for tighter shot grouping. Whether you shoot at stock or add new sights and a weapon-mounted light, the G17 is a proven workhorse. It typically sells between $500 and $600, making it competitive in a crowded market. Because it's so widespread, magazines, parts, and holsters remain some of the easiest to find. That matters when supply lines collapse, and you're forced to trade or barter for crucial components. The G17's reputation for minimal malfunctions under tough conditions secures its place as a dependable choice when the chips are down. Number 1. Glock 19. The Glock 19 first appeared in the late 1980s for those who wanted something more compact than a Glock 17, but not so small that it compromised shootability. Over the decades, it established itself as a top-tier option for concealed carry, open carry, or plainclothes duty. Many consider it a jack of all trades, striking that sweet balance between size, capacity, and overall ease of shooting. The Gen 5 model refines things further with an ambidextrous slide stop, no finger grooves, a flared mag well, and Glock's marksman's barrel. Plenty of users run well over 3,000 rounds through the G19 without cleaning and still see no malfunctions, which shows how tolerant it is to grime or neglect. In a survival or extended crisis, that level of reliability can be vital. A short barrel often seems easier to handle in tight spaces, yet you still get a 15+1 capacity. It's large enough to allow good sight radius and recoil management, but not so bulky that you'll leave it at home. The G19's takedown procedure matches other Glocks, meaning no complicated tools or pins. Spare parts, especially recoil springs or small internal pieces, are widespread, and there's almost no limit to the accessories you can add. Red dots on MOS models, lights, custom triggers, anything you want, you can likely find. Prices hover around $599, which puts it in line with the other big-name contenders. What sets it apart is the long-proven record of reliability and that convenient mid-sized design. Whether you're kitting up for personal defense, equipping family members, or thinking ahead to a time when every shot must count, the Glock 19 remains the one that many shooters trust to handle anything on the horizon. And there you have it, 8 handguns built to carry you through the kind of worst-case scenarios we all hope never come, but know we should prepare for. From ultra-reliable Glocks to adaptable SIGs and time-tested Smith Wessons, every pistol we covered brings something vital to the table. You could be gearing up to stay mobile, protecting the homestead, or making sure your loved ones are covered. Whichever the case, these handguns will bring real-world reliability when it counts. So are you thinking of picking one up for SHTF? Maybe you've already got your go-to. Let us know in the comments. And hey, don't forget to hit like, share it with your crew, subscribe to the channel, and smash that bell so you never miss a drop. Thanks for watching.